So hi there and welcome to the first episode of UEA TRI Talk. My name's Jake and I'm the running captain and the treasurer.
My name's Ollie and I'm the circuit captain.
So UEA TRI Talk is going to be a series of videos where you can find out all the information about the club and stay up to date with what's happening.
So some of the things we've got lined up for you include coaches' tips. We also have some gear reviews, and finally we will also have some race highlights from the year.
Now, one of the things we've got to announce for you guys, which is really exciting, is a new training program. Now, Ollie's been working really hard all summer to come up with a structured program which allows us to train and build up to races without making it necessarily more difficult or strenuous, and just using our time more effectively. And that's what we'd like to talk to you about this episode.
The idea for this year's new training program came from my very first year at Triathlon last year, where I found that there was three really strong values that underpin the success of the club. The first is community, and the second was inclusivity. Anyone could come to the club. And the final one was, as individuals and as a team, our dedication towards progression. And it's in light of that dedication towards progression, I saw an opportunity to take the two main desires of the club going forward, which are growing our membership and also allowing new and existing members to develop into competitive athletes, to develop what is our very first integrated performance program. So this document's available on our website, and we're going to summarise some of the key points in it today. But fundamentally, the Integrated Performance Programme is based on one simple philosophy, which is that anyone, no matter what their age, ability or experience, should have the opportunity to train like an athlete. It doesn't matter if you're just a weekly circuiteer who's coming to get even fitter than when you arrived, or if you're the person who's looking to beat your PB at last year's Buck Sprint Triathlon. The point is, this programme will allow anyone to come into the club and hopefully grow in the environment which is supporting them.
So, our new training program, which is called the Integrated Performance Program, or IPP for short, is a new approach to training, looking at training in a cohesive way. Now, this is all based on a book called Triathlon Science by Joe Friel and Jim Barnes, which is a great read, and I recommend anyone looking for more information to pick it up, and you can borrow that off Ollie, who's very well versed in it.
Of course.
Now, the idea behind the IPP is that we have enthusiastic coaches delivering both functional and economical sessions that allow us as a team and as individuals to kind of build up for races and kind of our A races of the season. There are kind of 3 per season.
Exactly. So there's a simple model that comes in for the Integrated Performance Programme. So imagine building a triathlete is like building a house in some ways. In fact, really like building a home. You start with the foundations, and the foundations in our case for the triathletes are 3 things. We have strength and conditioning, so you guys will know that in weekly circuit sessions, and we'll focus on things like core strength and things like developing the energy systems that you're going to use in all the other training sessions. Then we have things like recovery. That second part is so important, allowing you to adapt to all of the other guys' training sessions, and you're going to get that through rest days each week, and also having some guided stretch sessions where we can focus on basically allowing you to use some soft tissue work to really help you avoid any injuries throughout the season. And the final thing, which is really pivotal to optimising your performance, is nutrition. And we're going to give you some more guidance on the website.
And once you've got your foundations, you then need your fundamental structures for your house. So in triathlon, those are swimming, cycling and running in that order. Now, what we want is to have one endurance session and one speed session in each of those disciplines per week. Now, this isn't really something new for the club. For an endurance session, say running, that's Monday miles, and for a speed session and running, that would be track on Wednesday. And also what we want to develop is a consistent terminology across the board, so that we're all on the same page when it comes to the season effort levels.
Brilliant. And the last thing that you're going to need then, now we've got our 3 disciplines, we've effectively got our house, but we haven't quite got our home. And in the same way with the triathlete, we've now got somewhere to really good swimmer, a really great cyclist, and also a good runner. But to really make them a triathlete, we need to focus on race-specific skills. And this is something that people have really longed for quite a long period of time. It's all about improving things like transition and things like introducing multidiscipline sessions. You guys have probably heard of them as brick sessions. And the whole point is we get people so used to the stresses and the conditions of race day that when we finally get there at books, it's just going to feel like a really intense session. So at the heart of an integrated performance program is what's called the periodization approach to training. So what we do is we take our entire season and we call this a macro cycle, and we break it up into 3 smaller sections, and these are just called mesocycles. If you want, think of it like Russian dolls, one larger one and many more inside. So these 3 mesocycles, we have 3 different names for them. The first one is autumn, and the autumn mesocycle is going to conclude with Bucks Duathlon. The second mesocycle, which is our winter mesocycle, will conclude with the Ely Duathlon. And then finally, of course, the big event of the year, our spring mesocycle, which finishes with Bucks Sprint Triathlon.
Great. And those mesocycles can then, in turn, be further periodized and broken down into microcycles. So let's take, for example, our autumn mesocycle, which is building up to Bucks Duathlon. That's a period of 8 weeks until the race. So we can break that up into 8 microcycles, each 1 week long. So we're going to have 6 base building microcycles and then 2 race specific microcycles, and in the final week we'll be tapering down for the race. Now for our swim, bike and run training, we can divide this into endurance sessions and speed sessions. Now, during our base building phase, it's all about increasing the ability of our triathletes to improve their training loads and work capacity, whilst also improving their technical skills. Now, endurance sessions tend to take the form of low intensity, longer sessions, and we're also going to throw a few technical skills in there as well. Now, this is nothing really new to the club. So, for example, with running endurance sessions, that might be a Monday miles, and in cycling that also might be a Sunday ride. Now the purpose of the endurance session is to improve metabolic efficiency, aerobic capacity as well as economy.
Awesome. So alongside that, we also want to make sure that we're introducing speed sessions, and again, you know these pretty well as your turbo sessions for cycling and also track for running. Now speed sessions are a little bit different in that we're going to split them in 2. In the first part, what we want to do is skill development, and this is something a little bit new but something that I think everyone will benefit from. The idea of skill development, for example in cycling, is to improve things like your pedal stroke efficiency. In running, it's about making sure that everyone has a proud posture and is developing a really strong midfoot strike. Now what we'll do is we'll introduce drills in the earlier part of the session when you're most likely to take on those new skills. And then following that, what we introduce is our high intensity intervals. These are embedded in a bit more of an aerobic exercise, but you guys can really push yourself there. Then, once we leave base building, what the endurance and the speed sessions are looking to do is introduce time trials and really get you used to the stresses of the race.
Great, so that concludes our summary of the training programme. Now if you've got any more comments or questions, feel free to drop us an email at uea.tri@gmail.com, or if you'd like to find out any more information about the Integrated Performance Programme, it will be on our website under the Training Hub and My Tri section. Now we'd love to see you at our Give It A Go week, which is running from the 2nd of October to the 8th of October. Now all those sessions are free and it'd be great to see you there.